Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining Christine and me in How to Mindfully Stress Better. I'm Arch Fuston. I'm a San Diego-based personal growth coach specializing in stress and anxiety in the context of career and sports performance.
So, hi, everyone. I'm Christine Coons, and I focus around mindfulness, meditation, and yoga in the context of I've been in the tech industry for about 10 years. So, how can you, as a busy professional, find that work-life balance in a digital world through more mindfulness and meditation? When, we were talking about putting this together, seeing what kind of skills you have and I have and what we could share with everyone, we noticed that we're just passionate both about personal and professional development, and just wanted to have a candid conversation of something we all experience, which is stress, and how mindfulness can help us stress better. And one more thing to add.
Yeah.
That, we connected on LinkedIn about both being pro mindfulness. So if you are someone that is pro mindfulness and have an interest in this will likely resonate with you. I don't know who else this is good for, but
I would say
I mentioned busy professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably really good for humans. Anybody that experiences stress, this is probably really good for them.
Yeah. You're not a robot, you're a human.
So stuff doesn't have to be scary, it doesn't have to be complicated. Let's not overcomplicate it. Life's complicated enough as it is. Let's just get into it. So today, what Christine and I want to do is introduce you to the proper stages in which we ought to engage stress in order to do it better, and then to teach you a very specific mindful meditation to help engage it. So very practical, very specific, and very not only effective, but very doable. Anything else you want to add to that?
I mean, super action oriented and practical, like you said. I think I've learned a lot from you on what stress really is and what you may be missing about it, and how it actually can be a good thing, so that's why we say how to mindfully stress better. So yeah, with that, I think we'll start with kind of a practical exercise that you and I have tried. And
yeah, let's do. And listen, something that Christine and I talked about as we were setting this up is, listen, we're not going to get into a ton of the science of stress. All the literature's out there. There's tons of books on it. If you're really interested in nerding out on the whole nuances of stress, do it. It's super helpful. We're not going to do that here. We're going to give you something to actually engage it. So before we do that, we're gonna take you through a couple exercises to prime you for learning. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine that most of you that are viewing this maybe are just carved out a little bit of time in your busy day or evening to do a little personal growth work. So I'm thinking maybe just came from work or came from something, and maybe you're not in that neurology and physiology to really take in something that could be very important to you. So we're going to start with this. Okay. What I'd like you to do is, first and foremost, get comfortable in your chair, position yourself in a way that you feel grounded and supported. Mm-hmm. And then shift all of your attention to your breathing. Very standard stuff. Focus on the breath. Okay. Breathing in through the nose, maybe exhalation through the mouth. All stuff we already know. Let's do this a few times. Maybe double the length of the exhalation. A short, deep inhalation and a longer exhalation. There we go. Nice. Now, as we're doing this, we want to focus our attention on the exhalation. Exhalation is a As far as the autonomic nervous system goes, it's on the parasympathetic side. It's the relaxation side. So as you're exhaling, feel yourself grounding into your chair, grounding into your hips, into your backside, into your hamstrings. And with each exhalation, feel that weight get more and more grounded into your base. And then you can take that, if you're sitting, you can take that and move it into your feet. Really ground through your feet. And if you have your shoes and socks off, you can really ground your feet into the ground. All on the exhalation. So it's called our backwards breath. Listen, if your mind wants to get involved and start a commentary, let it. Mind's going to do what it wants to do. That is totally fine. Just bring your focus, your attention back to that backwards breath and that grounding. Stay with this for a few more breaths. Nice. Okay. If you'd like, you may open your eyes nice and slow and come back into the room. This is really fun. So we're going to take you through an initial exercise that is a wonderful overview of how we can perceive not only ourselves, but anybody else that we engage with on a daily basis that might be under the control of stress. And so what I want you to do is I want you to pick either your right hand or your left hand. It doesn't matter if it's the dominant or not dominant. It doesn't matter. Just pick one. And I want you to make a fist. Make a fist and really squeeze it. You might even notice the way the color changes in your fist, in your skin, as you're making this fist. You might notice some heat that it generates, not only in the fist, but in your body. And you might even notice your breath. Maybe you're holding it or it's really shallow. Now, really squeeze it. Like really, really, really squeeze it. Now I want you to imagine that this is your body in the presence of stress. It is all about safety and survival. Squeeze and protect, squeeze and protect, squeeze and protect. Now with your other hand, try and open it.
It's not working.
It's totally not working. That's the metaphor for this whole thing, is what we've been doing is not working. So really try and get in there and really try and open that fist up. It's not gonna happen. There's no way. So let go, open the hand, open the fist, and just kind of shake everything out. And as you're doing that, let's go back to that backwards breath again. You can have your eyes open. You can do this in the middle of a meeting. You can do this as you're driving your car. Maybe not driving your car, but in the middle of a meeting for sure. Just feel that breath come down, ground yourself in your seat, and come back into the present moment. Excellent. Okay, now let's make that fist again. Same hand, make that fist again, and really squeeze it. Survival and protection. Survival and protection. And with that other hand, I want you to imagine that this hand is representative of love, unconditional love, respect, curiosity, and care. And think about each of those, if you want to call them emotions or feeling states, think about each one of those intimately and really feel your association to those in this hand. Okay. And now take this hand and hold the fist. Lightly grasp it with love and respect, curiosity and care. And notice what happens to the fist.
Loosening up a little bit.
Loosens up a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How about your breath? What happens with your breath?
It kind of goes with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as you're holding this fist, say to it, of course you're closed. You're fearful. It's the most intelligent thing that you can do in this moment because a big part of you thinks we are under threat. That is the most important thing you can do right, the most intelligent thing you can do right now. This is where how we engage ourselves, our body, our mind, our conditions, our situations. We are either prying at that fist or we're holding it and allowing it to be, allowing it to process whatever it's needing to process.
Yeah.
And everything that we're going to do today supports that. And everything that you do throughout the course of your life, throughout the course of your day, we're either prying or holding. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful exercise, maybe not to do day in and day out, but to remember. Remember the concept. You're either prying or you're holding, and how you engage yourself when you're feeling discomfort.
Yeah, paints a great picture.
Absolutely. Pretty cool, huh? And I know the first time I learned that, I was just like, wow, I've been a real jerk to myself. I've been a prior most of my life. So
Yeah.
it's very, very, very helpful. Christine, as you think about that and you experience that, anything in particular come to you or any realizations that you had from it?
I feel like the connection, I come through a mindfulness and meditation background. Yeah. So the connection back to the breath, as soon as you engage that again, it's like you just feel the body relate to that. So, the mind follows the body in some ways.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And how the quality of the breath dictates a lot of how the body responds. Shallow, it's the fist. Deep, yeah. Smooth, backwards. It creates the opportunity for healing, which is ultimately that's the environment we want to create, right? And that's it. Awesome. Okay, let's get into then these stages, or we'll just call it stages of stress, at least stages of how we engage in stress. And typically we go straight into the problem and we start to overthink it, and we start to get even more triggered by it, and even sometimes even paralyzed by it, paralyzed in quotes. But there's a step before that that is crucial and makes all the difference, and that is to receive the stress. And what does that mean? Receiving the stress means that the moment that I feel those sensations, the emotions, the discomforts of stress, I do this. I push myself back. Maybe I close my eyes if I can. Great. If not, totally fine. I take a couple nice deep breaths. And then I feel into the discomfort. And even that, the way I labeled that, we can get better about. I can feel into the physiology of it and where it is that I'm feeling it in my body.
Mhm.
What labels am I putting on it? Discomfort. Maybe setting those aside and just feeling into the experience, the sensations of it,
Mhm.
and just welcoming it. Literally, in your mind, thinking to yourself, welcome. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to welcome you. I'm here to support you because for whatever reason you feel it necessary to be here right now.
Mhm.
And just to feel into that, again, without judgment, without personal identification to it, just feeling it and staying with it as long as you need to. I will say, Christine,
Mhm.
a small, not a small, a significant caveat to this is if the stress feels bigger than you, right? If it feels like if it's touching on a trauma or something, or like a post-traumatic stress, we probably don't want to do this. We probably want to work with somebody that can maybe guide us through this and help us better navigate it. So what we're talking about here is just the everyday stress that we experience, that we all experience to some degree, that can sometimes kind of take us out of our element, out of our well-being. Does that make sense? Can you see notice the differentiation there? Was that clear?
Yeah, it's those daily, oh, I have too many emails, or I need to call back my friends, or something like that. You feel like a lot is on your plate.
Receive the physical sensations, the stress itself first. Give it permission to be there, right? We're honoring the fact that some part of us thinks that we're under threat. Something's threatening, something that we care about. If we didn't care about it, it wouldn't matter. But we care about it, so that's the response, the reaction. We want to respond to it by going inside first and receiving it.
Yeah.
And listen, it's not complicated. It's just simply sitting with it and going, okay, I'm feeling it. And I'm going to feel all of it. I'm allowed to be here. It's right here. I feel it right here. It feels like a knot. It feels hot. It feels heavy. Okay, great. No problem. Let's just feel it. Allow it to be there. Let's stay with that. And then just stay with it until you start to feel the shift. And then
Yeah.
get into the taking the action.
And another thing that I didn't add, but notice when and if there's patterns. So for me, oh my gosh, like if I'm on social media and I get into a scrolling hole of Instagram or TikTok, I've started to notice a pattern. I don't feel that great. Let me back away, take a walk, and then start to realize after I've connected to that pattern how I feel. Maybe I should allocate some separate time, getting into the problem solving, but first connecting to really how it makes me feel.
That's right. That's right.
Real world example there.
And it's such a good example because it's pervasive. Like it's almost epidemic level.
Yeah.
And recognizing the cause and effect of our behaviors on a daily basis, on how what they elicit as a response within us, and going inside first allows us to really focus on, listen, talk about self-help, allows us to really focus on X is, because of the way our neurology is I say causing, I use that lightly, loosely, but causing me to experience stress. It's causing my body to respond in this kind of way. Well, when we do that, we can then ask ourselves the question, do I really want to do that?
Yeah.
Do I really want to keep doing it to the degree in which it's creating that experience within me? No. Awesome. Now we have choice. That is the whole purpose of coaching, is to increase someone's choice. The more choice we have, the more autonomy we have. This is a wonderful opportunity for building choice within ourselves. I'm so happy you brought that up. Such an important part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's recap that really quick. So the moment and I'm telling you, like, this is important. It's like the moment we feel it, and we can be in a meeting and have another task put on us, and we can immediately have that maybe it's a stress response or an anxiety response to it. We can totally do this. We can go, okay, there it is. And I can just feel it. I can still be engaged in everything going on here, but I can just sit there and go, okay, welcome. I'm going to say yes to this. I'm going to say yes to this, what I'm feeling right now, instead of rejecting it. And just stay with that until you notice a discernible decrease in the experience.
Yep. And we call that mindfulness as well.
Exactly. So that's the immediate. And then from there, we can get into like looking at the nuances of, quote, the problem, and perhaps how we're perceiving it, how we're perceiving ourselves in relation to it. What are the necessary steps we need to take or could take or want to take in order to address them? Where might we be overblowing it? All of that stuff that we already know what to do, how to do it, but it hasn't been effective. This allows us to do all of those things from a different neurology and a different physiology, not the neurology and physiology of the stress itself. Really hard to solve anything from those states in which are evoking the stress. So this allows us to kind of reset ourselves a bit, so then we can address it. But we're going to take it a step further. And now I'm going to turn it over to Christine to talk about how we can engage this almost on a daily basis to strengthen our ability to endure stress, to maybe not have it be as intense as maybe it has been in the future, in the past. So Christine, I'm turning it all over to you now.
Awesome. Yeah, I've learned so much in what you've shared about stress. And, I'm glad that we've talked about the different stages of it. So how to tune into that even better, and those sensations throughout the day-to-day. You may feel that knot in your stomach, but you just want to notice that it's there. But how can you even notice that it's there if you don't know how to tune into it?
That's right.
So I'll do a quick analogy and then we'll go through an exercise. So when we're talking about mindfulness and meditation, I love analogies. So let's just picture ourselves as a sailor, and we have a sturdy sailboat, and you are navigating the unpredictable waters of life. So mindfulness and meditation are those tools to help you sail that ship better, help you manage your stress, really stress better. And so meditation is like dropping an anchor. So your brain or the ship can help find the breath. And then to continue that analogy, sailing isn't just about anchoring, but it's also about navigating purposefully. So mindfulness helps us to sail more smoothly. So even in stormy seas, or, it's really windy out in San Diego, you are doing your best to stay present and adjust to all your changing thoughts and feelings. So, and there's measurable and research-backed ways that this helps you manage the daily stress, or stress better, focus better, communicate more effectively, strengthen your relationships. I'm happy to share more research on this, but there's things that we can do just to start to practice this. And it kind of goes back to the backwards breathing that we started this workshop with. So, and we'll just take it a little bit further. just a few minutes here. And if you could just start by finding a comfortable position, you can sit, or if you're at home, you could lie down, close your eyes if you prefer, not necessary, and really start to focus on your breath like we started out. So take those few deep breaths, coming back to that as you inhale and exhale, just natural and relaxed. And we'll start at one end of our body. So let's just start at the crown of our head. And we're going to bring our awareness to any sensations that you notice there without judgment. So it may be warm, cool, tingling, pressure, any other physical sensations. And just start to relax the muscles, release the tension while staying present. So I'll talk you through the full body scan, gradually down, or go at your own pace. So from the crown of your head onto your eyebrows and your eyes, just relaxing the muscles, feeling the tension release. Your ears, there's nothing to listen to right now, even my voice, just relaxing the ears and the tension. Your nose and your mouth, unclenching your jaw. Coming back to your breath if your mind has wandered. Now down your neck and your shoulders, especially if you're behind a computer or you spend a lot of time on your phone. Shifting your shoulders away from your neck. Noticing the sensations. Scanning down from your chest to your stomach and your back. Noticing if there's a knot still in your stomach and furthering the breath. If your mind is wandering, just bring your attention back without judgment. No need to change or fix anything, just observe. Into your hips, which may carry a lot of tension for some of us. Releasing the tension there in the muscles. From your upper leg to your knee, both your knees, your lower leg, down to your ankles, feet, toes that do so much for us and support us. Releasing, relaxing, and letting the muscles rest without judgment. Stay here and rest in a state of mindful awareness, allowing yourself to fully experience the sensations in your body. If it's stress, anxiety, bustling thoughts, to-do lists, note it and accept it and observe it. When you're ready to end this practice, slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a few deep breaths. Roll out your ankles and your wrists. And even do a stretch if you want, but gradually open your eyes if they were closed. And when you're ready, Arch, I'd love to hear you know, if you're willing to share how your experience was, anything that was difficult for you, any thoughts you have.
Yeah. I think what's so great about it is we often have this perception that we need to do this for like 30 minutes at a time to have any receive any benefit from it. And it's just not true. Because what we're doing is we're disrupting, especially when it comes to stress, we're disrupting the neurology and the physiology of it. So even what's that, even 5 minutes? Like 3 to 5 minutes of this is enough to reset us a little bit so we can engage in handling whatever we need to handle or not handle.
Right.
From a really different place. So yeah, it's wonderful and it's necessary and it's effective.
Yeah. I find, when I come out of that, whether I did it during yoga or just meditated by myself, it's this like wash of calm that comes up to me, and whatever was on my mind before, it's like I can more easily prioritize or, figure out what is and isn't just right in front of me that I need to do. And so it's a great tool to understand your stress a little bit more.
That's right. And knowing that one of the, call it an intention, but an intention of stress is to give us the resources to go out and handle whatever perceived threat is that we're under. And we got to ask ourselves, like, what cognitive state do I want to do that? Do I want to do that from a place of, rationality and calmness to better gain access to the resources and the ideas and the creativity that allows me to solve for whatever it is I need to solve for, or this frenetic, overwhelmed state? So like, do yourself a solid and push back and breathe backwards and go into the experience of stress that you're feeling in your body, and then give yourself that moment, that 5-minute moment of grace of going through a mindful meditation to just reset yourself. Really, that's it, right, Christine? It's resetting ourselves.
Exactly. Coming back to connection and maybe even finding your flow state. That's a popular buzzword. And if you give yourself these little breaks, maybe it won't lead into what we talked about, the big burnout. It's a nice way of coming back to yourself often.
That's right. In a operational, one of the operational elements of all of this is our attention, where we're putting our attention. And the more we have attention on our attention, the better we do in life, in everything. Everything. What do you have to add for that? I can see it in your face. There's something.
I'm reading a book right now called 4,000 Weeks, and that's basically the amount of weeks, I guess, we have if we live to a certain age. And I think there's a lot about time management and prioritization and what you should and shouldn't think about in order to live a full life. And I forget exactly why I brought that up now, but it's basically your attention is your life. What you're choosing to pay attention to is going to dictate how all of your experiences go. And it comes back to your mind.
In order to change how we're currently engaging and being impacted and affected by stress is going to require us to do something different. That's the weight of the have to. This is me. You don't have to. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can continue to go on through life the way you've been doing. But in order to change how you've been experiencing stress and how to stress better, it's gonna require you to take some action. And that's awesome, because that choice that you make in doing so is telling all of those parts of you that maybe are operating subconsciously that you're serious about this. and you want to get better at this, seemingly simple steps, but you have to do it. So in order to help with that, what do we have planned for the next 2 weeks?
Let's see. So I imagine coming out of this, people will have questions. So I feel like reach out to us with those questions, and maybe we host a Q&A session, kind of a brainstorm for anything we might have missed, or how to all collectively be more mindful and stress better. That's
Any type of challenge you want to put out to anybody that's listening to this?
right. I mean, I'd say look to practice these few things, like try the breathing exercise, the backwards breathing, or the body scan. You know, I always say to people with meditation and mindfulness, just start with 3 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So you could start that. What about you with the stress
Yeah, I think if you could go take these next couple of weeks and commit to any experience of stress, big stress, little stress, doesn't matter, any experience of stress, that the first thing that you do is you go inside.
Ooh,
You just go inside and you push back from the desk and you just feel it. You just feel it. You don't have to have any narrative going on in your head. You don't have to label it. You don't have to judge it. You don't have to do anything. You just, if you want to do anything, just welcome it.
mm,
Well, which seems like completely ironic and counter, but no, welcome it. It has no intention of hurting you. Like that's not. It's in response to something that you care about that's important to you is being threatened. Not a lot to be mad about with that. So feel it. Just feel into it. Let it be, and then get into the breath work. Get into the meditation, and make that for the next 2 weeks. Make that a habit. Not make it a habit, but make it a practice over the next. And then we want to solicit your feedback. We want to get your questions, and Christine and I will get back together with your questions and do another video of us answering those questions. And then based on that, perhaps we'll do something live in the future where we can do this kind of in real time all together and make a shared experience out of it. It'd be kind of awesome.
yeah, I love it. I think those couple practices over the next few weeks, and as people practice, think about what questions they have.
Yeah.
Sounds
Sound
like
good?
a plan.
Like
Let's make it real.
make it
Let's
real.
all mindfully stress better.
I love it. Love it. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully found something beneficial from this and can take it and use it, and we'll get to see you sometime in the near future. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.